on this wild and crazy carousel of life. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. So, thank you for joining us. I'm John Harden, the PR manager for ATLUS USA. And if you were paying attention on our Facebook last couple of weeks, we asked you to send in some questions about Persona Q. And I took some of those questions and hopefully answered a lot of them. So yeah, let's get started. First big question that we kept seeing was, I saw in some gameplay videos, characters are using personas that weren't theirs. Could you explain what's going on? Are they all wildcards now? Short answer to this is yes. Whether you pick the P3 or P4 side to start with, you quickly learn that something is up with the wildcard, and now every cast member can equip a sub-persona. It happens fairly early too, so you'll find out within the first dungeon. And the biggest advantage of this, well, backing up a second, what is a sub-persona, you ask? Well, sub-persona is something that you can equip to your character and gives you a little bit of extra. So you get extra abilities, and you also get extra HP and SP, which is denoted by a little tiny sliver of white on your standard health and SP bars. A lot of people were asking what combat's like. It is, in fact, full control. It's not like Persona 3, where the non-main characters would do their own thing. You give commands to every single person in your party. One of the big daunting things about Persona, I think, was the day-to-day calendar, making sure you knew what to do with your time each day. And that's gone. So there's no social link time management stuff like it existed in Persona 3 and Persona 4, but it's been replaced with a system where you can, after completing some certain quests or some various character things, you can go on a walk around Yasogami High School with them and learn more about the characters. So that's kind of where the social and story elements have changed. And that may take down some of the barrier to entry for people that were scared about the Persona side of things. And other people are asking too, is this an entirely self-contained story? Yes, Persona Q is an entirely self-contained story. You don't have to have completed Persona 3 or Persona 4 to understand what's going on in Persona Q. It just enhances it. This game is a mixture of Persona and Etrian gameplay. What makes the game unique or shows that the gameplay is, of course, its own and not an Etrian ripoff? Will it be as difficult as Etrian? Etrian's never been known for being a real walk in the park, but Persona Q has 5 difficulty levels for you to choose from. The easiest difficulty should be pretty mild for people that just want to get through and experience the story and everything. Normal's a good challenge, and risky, well, my hat's off to you if you choose risky. Invisible hat. You've got the map making and everything from Etrian, and you do have Persona Fusion and some of the combat system in place, but the blend is going to give everyone a new thing to really try out. The environments all look awesome. All the dungeons are completely redesigned. They don't, it's not just a matter of a few tiles here and there that have palette swaps between dungeons. No. The dungeons are incredibly thematic, incredibly well done. Make sure you use the B and circle pad to look around because a lot of work went into making these things really pop, and I think they look fantastic. The other thing that Persona players will have to get used to is the FOEs, the big on-screen enemies that you can see. They'll be blocking off some points. There's some puzzles that you'll have to work around, and they're really dangerous too. You don't want to get into a fight with these guys because it's going to be a long, drawn-out battle, and if you're under-leveled or even at the same level, chances are slim. Let's put it that way. There's no more skill trees, so you're going to have to really work on making sure that you're going back into the Velvet Room and fusing personas. That's the only way to get new abilities. I can't stress how much it's not a ripoff or a simple just Persona skin thrown on an Etrian game. It is a really healthy blend of the two games, and I think you're going to find that there's a challenge in there for just about everyone. There's full map making in there. You can turn it on or off depending on if you want it to go that way or not. I think it's part of the charm of Etrian and love it in Persona Q. But if you don't like drawing, don't like map making, not that old school D&D kind of stuff, it's totally fine. You can turn on auto mapping and have it taken care of. Where in the timeline does Persona Q lie? Since Persona Q is canon, I'm curious how it fits in. Well, it takes place during the school year, but you'll have to wait and see about when it takes place. I think players will get caught up pretty quickly once they start the game. Once they meet fairly early on in the game, you'll get a lot of exposition and interaction between the two casts and kind of figure out what's going on. But, that whole why did the two casts meet is basically the main plot point of the one of the main plot points of the game, and there's going to be a lot on that. So I'm walking on eggshells here, trying not to get too spoilery, but there's a lot to find out. This is a lightning round, so ready, go. Is there Persona Fusion? Yes. Is the mapping more like pure Etrian Odyssey or more like Strange Journey? There's options for both. Is there DLC? There is. We have Persona and Navigator voice DLC, one of which is Nanaka, which is awesome. Is there Story DLC? No, sad. Will there be Street Pass? Yes, there is Street Pass. You can kind of share share sub-personas, swap information, sort of like SMT4, but no fusion or anything. Is Mara back? Yes. Is there going to be dual audio? No, it's English only. There's a lot of voice story dialogue, so there's only room for one language, and we chose English. How is it possible that both casts are in the same place at the same time? Wait and see. Is there multiplayer? No. Street Pass? Kinda? No, doesn't even count. There's no multiplayer. It's a single-player only title. Are there animated cutscenes? Yes, there are, and they look amazing. And finally, are there specialized team attacks? Sort of. There's the all-out attacks from Persona 4 and 3. There's some special dialogue between characters, but there's no, like, from Persona 4, the Twin Dragons, like when Yukiko and Chie get the special attack going on. There's nothing like that, unfortunately. There you have it. Hope that answers all or most of your questions. If not, game comes out November 25th, and you can answer the questions for yourself. See you later.